I am not. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I am not going to bring anybody any surprises tonight. Like usual, I have nothing really. Tonight, I have something planned. It's not going to be spectacular. It's not going to change your life. And here is what it is. Now that I'm 15 minutes late and I'm tired. So I think I'm just going to end the video now. And that's going to be it. So here it goes. I get a little discouraged sometimes. Just take a look at the ceiling. I'm going to start when there's one person here. Just give it a minute. Maybe we can just keep it like that, right? You can see it like that, see what's going on. And I'll switch the camera after. You can take a look at maybe what's going on the floor over there, right? But right now, I'm going to stay over there to camera. Get a little bit of music on over here while I'm working on my piece. So here is Rotas, Sator, Opera, Tenent. When you add up all the letters, okay, when you add up all the letters, the numbers turn into letters. And then we're going to numbers are going to be over here. So I'm going to write them out. And it's going to be 18, 15, 20, 1, 19. Then it's going to be 18, 15, 21. Then it's going to be 18, 15, 21, 19, 18, 15, 20, and 1. And then it's going to be 18, 18, 16, and 16. And then it's going to be 5, 14, 5, 5, 14, and 5. When you add them all up, right, 37, 47, 52, 72, 73. When you add up this row over here, it's 33, 43, 52, 54, 55. When you add up this row, it's 20, 40, 54, 64. When you add up this row over here, 16 and 34 is 40, 31, 41, 51, 56. Something's wrong over here. 1, 18, 5, 16, and 15, 31, 36, 46, 54, right, 55. And this row over here is 73. This row over here is 34, 68, 78, 82. 34 and 34 is 68, 78, 82. And then when we add up these rows over here, they're going to be the same thing. This row over here is like that row over there. It's going to be 73. And then this row over here, opera, is going to be like this one, so it'll be 55. Then this is tenant, so it's the same as this. It'll be 64. That's running. That's Zion, Israel. This one is Nibiru. This one is Sky Pass. But it's also Freedom 55. It's Freedom 55. You also say Drive Alive. There was a slogan back, back in the 70s and 80s, Drive Alive at 55, and it was in the spirit of 76. Now, to create 55, you take 7 times 6, 7 plus 6 equals to 13, equals to 42, plus 13 equals to a total of 55. If you minus it, it equals to 29. And if you take a look at it, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7 created to the spirit of 76. Now, how do we create 76? Through 16 or 61. 6 times 1, 6. 6 plus 1, 7. And that's where we get our two numbers. The total is 13, and it represents man, because man has the bar mitzvah at the age of 13. If you flip it upside down, it becomes 91. It becomes the spirit. If you turn it inside out, 61 becomes the church. As 91, you can also say AI. It can also be 9 and what is 10. And this will represent the moon. The reason for that, and everything that I do say, is because everything that we have ever been given in our lifetimes as knowledge, I just rehash it and bring it back out, the words with the numbers and the relationships. For instance, the numeric value for moon is 57. I have been told that the Earth vibration, or something to do with the vibration on this planet, is 432 or 432.0. So I know that if I'm going to work with numbers, I also have to understand formation of numbers. 1, 2, and 3 is your base formation, 1 of something, and then 2, you have doubled it up, and then 3, you have what is in between identical, can be divided apart between the two sides, making 1.5 each. But if you go mathematically, 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals to 6. We're fine. We also have a triangle. You add the fourth dimension in, plus 4 equals to 10. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. We came back to 1 again. At the same time, now we have a square. At 3, we had a triangle. At 4, we now have a square. We have 4 dots. And it also depends the context of your design. But in this base flat skeleton design, this is our result. DC, number 34, and number 43. The house of DC. Why house? The word house is numeric value 68. DC, 34 and 34 is 68. 43 and 43 is 86. They're both 101, 101 away from the seventh gate, meaning plus 6 plus 1, 8 minus 1. Now, I mentioned the moon and how it relates. AI runs and equals to the moon. The numeric value for moon is 57. M13, O15, O15, N14. Totals 57. Why do I choose 19 as 57? Because it's 3 times any number will be your first base connection. Is your first base connection. 3 times 19 equals to 57. That's your base. The minute you go to 4, you've mirrored everything, and you add it on the fourth corner, or you add it on the L or the heart angle. Just to note that what's happening on this cube over here, right, is the same thing, larger. Here's here. Now I'm going to do here. So what I did is I did here, and I did here. Now what happened is here, here, and here is empty space. Or we're going to contort this and show this has two levels and that you can go right through it. We can now go through the levels, like it becomes a block and it becomes the passage in the block. I like to look at, see the way this twists and ties, the way the two worlds come together inside this block from two hearts put together. The word heart is 52. There are two of them, is 104. If there were three of them, I'd have 156. And that's ironic because the alphabet, all the letters that look the same, it totals 156. 78, 78, that gateway. We're not going to get into that. Let's continue on, unless you have a question here. What you got? What do I got? What's the question? You ask me that question. So we're going to go back on to Rotas. Give me that question a little bit deeper. We'll see what we got. Alchemy lab. Yes, the alchemy lab. We can do tons of stuff with it. First of all, alchemy, the first two letters, right? I'm not sure if you can see my mouse, but it's A and L is actually like A and I. In order to create, let me just lower the music, sorry. In order to create another level of letters, I also have to understand how can we get to L? And L is the 12th letter. And should I be going from Z over to L, or should I be going from A over to L? You see, if I go from Z over to L, I would be starting with 8 and ending up with 3. But if I was counting from 1 over to L, I'd be starting with 1 and going over to 3. The reason for that is Z is the 26th letter. 2 plus 6 equals to 8. So when you're creating L, you're actually creating the sky pass. What happens is, in order to create 12, you need 3 plus 9 is the smallest configuration of 12. So it's 3, 9, and then it's 4, 8, and, oh my God, it's 5, 7, and then it's 6, 6. Each one of them, the light. Okay, we can get it. Just give me a second. So we have 6, 6. 6, 6 is what's going to connect your moon. I know I started with one thing, but so here is your 66, right? And now where's the moon? Well, the 7 is over here, and the 5 is over here, and there's another 5 over here. So this becomes 5, 6, 7, 6, 5. And then 8, see where it says 88 here? 8 goes in right over here on top, and it traps everything. It becomes 7866. So the total of this is 170. Is it 174? And this way equals to 156. That's really ironic because 1, 7, and 4 is our cycle gateway. The 1 month of Valentine's, the 7 months of 31 days, and the 4 months of 30 days. The 57 is your moon. The 68 is your house. The 85 is the silver matrix in which the E world comes in, and that's your alpha beta creation, your star system creation. 1 times 2, 2. 1 plus 2, 3 plus 2 equals to your 5. Now, what happens there is that when you flip those upside down to see what's happening on the other side, you now have 11. The low side is 3, the high side is 11. And what's ironic about this is when you play pool, they're both the red balls. So we see there's already a formation within inside of this. 33 plus 14 equals to 47. Energy, time, Jesus, cross. These are all the things that relate to the numbers 7 and 4. And then when we add them up, it becomes 6 and 5 in first formation, and then 9 and 4 in second formation. What is this? Multiply, add, it gives me another story. I'm not going to go that deep right now. So we have, this is how we're connected over here. And what's ironic is when 6 and 8 come together, all I have to do is show 42, 53. All I have to do is show 33, 44. All I have to do is show 15, 62. And there's my story of 6, 8, 6, 8, 6, 8. And that is your house, 6 and 8. The other thing is FOX is 666. This is the letter O. This letter here, the 24th letter, is the letter X. The 6th letter is the letter F, Fox. This one over here would be H, Q, and Z, or more or less you can go Fox headquarters. Fox headquarter. And the word quarter equals to 100. But when you add the S to it, it becomes 119, 911. The word fox is a total of 45. It becomes fox 45. It becomes a pass. The reason for that is during wartime, they always used to use this as the trenches to be on the front line. So it's actually, I keep saying the pass, it's on the front line. And to bring this to a singular value, to a heart value, I have to put 6 and 5 over it in order to create the 11. This is your Valentine's. This is your love. Your Valentine's falls on the 45th day of the year. We were speaking about AL in alchemy, right? Well, this, we needed to have 3-9, and that stands for angel. It also stands for the word 10. It also stands for the word, actually, sky is 55. Let me not get into that. I'm trying to remember the other 39s. See that? ET. Because we're in the house of BET, the house of bait. It even shows it here that we're in the house of bait. According to this cube, this dot in the center over here, which is in the center of the 5, is in the voided area position of this cube, which means there's 7 in this area. And that singular dot, the heart, is what splits this design over here for 7. 3, 6, 7 is encompassed. It is the heart. Inside this cube over here, you use it. I'm going to get to that in 1 second. See this over here? Well, there's 54 area faces. But in the center of this, okay, is a spindle that lets everything spin. I call it the 7th gate because it holds 6 colors, and then the inside bobbit, whatever you want to call it, is the 7th area. So it actually holds basically 7 cubes. It holds these 4 around here, and then this one and this one, 4 and 2, 6. Remember 4 and 2, 2 and 4, 4 and 2, 66, connecting the gate. So now I'm going to, let's see if I can understand what you're telling me over here. I do want to get something to drink. I used that number on purpose. 676. The number in your name. Is that what you're talking about? Just give me 1 second. My cat. My cat. You want to come in, kid? Come. Come in, come in, come in. There you go. There you go. Okay, right, 676. And what is the purpose that you use that number? There is so much information. I get so excited when there's at least one person here. This week is a special week for me. It is year complete. 18 years since I began. 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yes. 18 years complete. Hi, 666. Since I was given the opportunity in a vision on everything I'm doing today is because I'd like to say I was taught what I am doing. I was taught in my dreams, and then I studied and I learned and I broke things down and I saw everything that was presented in front of us, even the 3 levels of the hockey puck. 666 777. The numeric value. The numeric value for the word Mars is 51. So if I was going to do anything with that, I'm going to do this. With Earth, okay, it's 52. So I'm going to do this. So that's the way the Mayans count. In Roman numerals, if you said 5 and 1, or you said 5 and 2, I would mark it like this, although it should actually be like this. But I'm a child and I'm learning, and I'm hearing one at a time. I'm hearing one element at a time until I know it's 51. The reverse of Mars is numeric value 57, but the actual reverse of Mars is Heinz. And the reason I marked this is because it's very special, Heinz, because when you take the H and the I that look the same, you see this. You get a window. The window's 88. Pegasus, 88. So when we get this, we already know it's AISJE. It means I know. And the reason for this is because what happens is AI is 19, the 19th letter is S. 1 plus 9 equals 10, the 10th letter is J. Since everything starts from A, B, C, D, A, B is where it begins, it ends up at E, and it says, I know. 8 is into 8 by the multiplication and addition, equaling to 80, equaling to 8, equaling to what is the gate, Q, the queen. Where do I get this from? 1 and 6, 7, 6 and 4, 10, 1 plus 0, 1. And it's a 10. The French have a special way of saying it. They go 10, 7. And now this one is going to be represented in Mars, DC. That is where the house comes in. 4 times 17 equals to 68. It also equals to 41. Let me see if I got, yes, it also equals to 41. The reason for that is because, hold on a second, yes, 17 over 17 over 17 over 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 28. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. 2 plus 8 equals 10. 1 plus 0 equals 1, 41. I keep doing the same math over and over. I keep using the same equations over and over. As long as you're using the same equations over and over in that category, that's the dimension of your definition. Everything has been given to us in skeleton form. Even the words we understand, they're all skeletons. They come apart through math that is given to us in games, through obligations we have to do when we went to school and we learned language, the verb, the adverb, the noun, to the letters and the artwork of the design of the letters that we use. and the coordinate and area space they occupy in order to create a letter. For instance, if I wanted to write the letter V, I can do it this way. I can also do it this way. I can also do it this way. With each one of these designs, there's a number, an obligation, a faculty, something is happening. Okay, I don't know what the mathematical answer to that part yet is, but this is what's happening. You must always use the builder's code. Okay, also part of the project is understanding the builder's code, that you always have to go to a corner or a center line. And noting that Mars is number 51, I know Mars is splitting this down the center. And I know Earth is 52, so it's giving me two lines. The question is it giving me these two lines? Or is it giving me these two lines? Or is it giving me these two lines? If it's giving me these two lines, it's going to talk about H, because that's how the H stands up. But then in the two lines, you can also already see that you're holding up life with 1 and 1. How am I holding up life with 1 and 1? Well, it's simple. This is the V letter. I put a holder over here and a holder over here to hold up the V letter. Now, why is it life? Because in French, the word V is life. And since 22 go, 22 is also for ape. And within the house of bait, 22, 22, that's where our go is. Now, the question is, how do you want to add? Do you want to look at it as 22, or you just want to say 2 and 2? Do you want to say it's 2 to the power of 2? What do you want to say? So we have to understand that there's a little bit of relativity. I'm not sure of the wording for it. That's what I heard. You said 22. No, but you meant 2 and 2. I'm sorry, we got it wrong. Was it 28 or was it 2 8s? That's the thing. The cycle of man and the word man equals to 28. So now if it's 28, is it 2 8s? So now if it's 2 8s, we now have Pegasus. We now have the window. The window is now created by Mars. It's also been created through the letters. The window is created also through what is the H and the I coming together, not the N and the Z coming together. Because it was yes, if it was the Z and the N coming together, right, you would end up with this. So you end up with this or you end up with this through the word of Heinz. So if you do that, in each one of these, you can, in this one here, you can create what is the letter I and the letter H. In this one in here, you're holding up and apart what is I above and below to H. So there's two different realities going on and how these boards are split. These are squares, now going to represent 4. These are triangles, going to represent 3. Isn't it weird? There's 4 spaces here and 4 spaces here, but these are squares and these are triangles. So now this is going to represent Mars. This is going to represent Earth. So if this is representing Earth, you have this. And if you have this, you can also have this. Ape. The word ape is 22. So where did we go with this? Where did we come to with this? And don't forget, 3 times 22 equals to what is 66. Woman and freedom are both 66. And the woman's going to get the mark ranking of 12, 23, and 5. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2, 3 and 2 equals to 5. 1 plus 2 equals to 3, ABC, ABC 5. Jack, okay, equals to 25. Sun equals to 48. The total equals to 73. And one of the reasons I'm showing you this is because when we come back to Rotas Sator, how we began, okay, that all the numbers 7 and 3, 10, 5 and 5, 10, 6 and 4, 10, 5 and 5, 10, that's Rotas Sator. Now, if you want to bring it down to the next level of Rotas Sator, I hate that I use up so much paper. Can I do it here? So when we do it over here, let me just take this away. I don't like to put it. I need to get more room over here. So here's 64, and this is 55, and this is 37, 47, 57, 67, 72, and this is 73, and 37 and 37 is 74, 84, 88. 1937 and 37 is 74, 88. Remember that. And also remember 37, that brings it together because it's RS that locks together. Number 37, very important. So over here, 9, 6, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 6, 9, 6, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 6, 7, 5, 9, 5, 7, 5, 9, 5, 5, 5. What is this? Well, I'm going to show you. 8 and 1, 9. 1 and 5, 6. 2 and 0, 2. 1 is 1. 1 and 9 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. But this 10, 19, okay, just let me show you one thing. This and this and this and this are the same, and this and this are the same. 2, 4, 6, 8. 3, 5, 7 come inside of this one. These two come together, and these two come together. They're different. So now when we come over here, we get 15, 16, 17, 18, we get 19. Then we get 13, 23, 28. And then over here, we get 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 28, 9, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So all we're getting is 19, 28, 19, 28. And when you add them together, it's 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Except in this one, it's the same thing. You see the way we get 1 and 9 AI, which is inverted from what is 73, 10. And here, what is 55 now gets turned black. 13, 18, 19, and 9, 28. So what was red now becomes black once you get into the Freedom Sky Pass. Now there's inverted numbers for these also. Now to get on with it, just to note that 19 plus 28 equals to 47. The numeric value for time, the numeric value for energy, the numeric value that will create and connect what is Einstein, 1776, and Neptune. They all have a relationship to number 95. And inside the word of Einstein is 5, 9, 14. I'll put these together, 39 and 5, 9, 14. So the N is 14 and the EI is 14. Same thing over here. The total is 28, 39, 28. Or 7 times 4 equals to what is 28, and 7 plus 4 equals to what is 11, and the total is 39. The only thing that is missing, okay, is the minus. Okay, this is the plus and the minus. It will equal to 17. And your gate in 88 is number 17 to the house, which is equivalent to Mars showing that in Mars you have both what is Mars and Earth coming together. Through the male and the female, which can also be looked at as the king and the queen. And we're going to put up the spirit. The reason for that is not the female, but woman. And here I'm going to put man instead. The numeric value for man is 28, same as the cycle of the moon. For woman, it is 66 to where the gateway is and the cubes. To become a man, you have to have reached 13 years of life. And to become a woman, you would have had to have the 12 years of life. Well, the king is the 13th card and the queen is the 12th card. And the numeric value for these is set forth to total 103, which is also the initials like JC, Jesus Christ. We can also go March, October. We can also say the word September is 103. Mercury is 103. And we can also note that since it's 103.13, it became man at 103. But if it did become man, Earth is 52 and Mars is 51, and they total 103. Mars becomes the window, 2 by 2, just like 2 by 2 go ape. Earth becomes the pound key. Earth becomes 33 and Mars is 22. The total is 55, which gives us our freedom to the sky pass. And then into Rotas Sator, which is actually telling us about the moon. But if we went a little bit deeper, and I need to get a little bit of water, I hope I don't lose my place. Time loop. I build the cube, you build the cube. Which cube? The square for the cross. The square for the cross. The cube squares for the cross. Yes, if we're thinking the same thing. Does anything I talk about make any sense? Everything is related and interrelated. We're going to come back with Rotas Sator or any of these that you find online is always going to have a story. I'm just going to show you two pictures. What I think I did. Did I shut my computer off? No, I made. Oh, the design is not coming out. How come? Just give me a second. Okay, just give it a second over here. I just want to get a drink, but I'm just going to point this down at my floor for a minute. All right. Let me get this off the screen. Maybe we can reach the camera out a little bit more. Just give me a second. I just want to get something to drink, but I just want you to get some of these are math equations, but you want to know anything about let me see, can I stretch this out? Anyways, okay. Let's bring back the picture. All I see is I have to exit my full screen, see what's actually going on over here. So let me see where we're at. Oh yes, I wanted to show you that one piece. Okay, here it is. This piece over here. It's just a word. It's just a simple word. Read the black. See where the L is? See the L letter? And what letters come out? You see it's an I, it's an S, but when you put I and S together, right, which is 9 and 19, 28. 9 and 19, 28, just that we were talking about. And this also looks like 1 and 5 for Mars. How the A divides everything. I should not color in that part there. I'm going to take out that color. It's not right. I'm going to have to redo this design. Nothing should go in there. It should be empty. It's not encompassed. It should stay with the background. This is the word ISLAM or Malsi. Islam or Malsi, whichever way. Islam, Mal or Lam 50. Anyways, it says Mars on it. And this is the basic design of the word Islam. That's what it does. There's other ways to do it. Okay, we're going to put this down. We're going to come back over here. And let me see where I was going to go next. So we worked with Earth. We worked with Mars. Yes, another thing is when you're making the minimum size, right, of this, what you're going to be doing is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we need 9 dots to create this design. This design, we need 4, 8, 12, 16 dots to create it. So it becomes pi. Now this will move around here. If you notice, there's one of it right over here. Then there's one here, one here, one here. There's 4 of these that can move inside here. And the corners, these 3 corners will be left out. Then these 3 corners will be left out. Then these 3 corners. And this can move inside of this cage over here. So you'll have the 2x2 moving into 3x3 4 times, equaling to 88, moving inside 33. 88, 33, 76. 8 and 8 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. 3 and 3 is 6. Mars is 6. Mars is 6. Earth is 7. Earth has 2 lines. That's for the lines. The only way Mars can go in here with a singular line is this way. You can count Mars as any of these lines, but this is the dividing line right over here. It's not above and it's not below. It's the dividing line. Where else were we going to go? The next piece on this is what all these numbers do. What all these numbers do. This one will create this one will create 21 and 10 equaling to 31. So right away you can see 13 or 31. What can we do with 13? I don't like to use up all my paper and be out of order, but 13 goes like this. If I'm basing it on the cycle, I'm going to go 79. If I'm still basing it on the cycle, I'm going to go 13. And if I'm still basing it on the cycle, I am going to go like this. And this is the base cycle of our cycle that we're working with. And our cycle is based off of this. 1, 4, 7, 2, 5, 8, 3, 6, and 9. Since 1 will create everything and 4 will create everything and 7 will create everything, this is inside of everything. The end result is 3, 6, and 9. How so? 1 plus 1, 2. 1 plus 1 plus 1, 3. 4 plus 4, 8. 4 plus 4 plus 4, 12. 1 and 2, 3. 7 and 7, is 14, and 7 is 21. 2 and 1 is 3. 7 and 7 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. 1 goes to 2, 4 goes to 8, 7 goes to 5. The moon is number 57, and Pluto, it's 57 through AI, and Pluto, okay, is number 84. 12, 12. Why did I get 9? Oh, right. And Pluto also runs number 28, 19 and 28. So when we run over here, we see all 19 and 28. How so? Everything must be 2, 3, and 4 of our vibration. Everything works 2, 3, 4. All the bases are 1. 3 times 19, 57. 3 times 28, 84. The cycle of our moon, the numeric value of man. Not for nothing that all of this was created, wrote as Sator, and they came out with the movie. We can even break it down to understand it, where we're just going to see how we can create our designs inside of here. And since it's a 5 by 5, we have 1 Earth, then we have 2 Earths, then we have 3 Earths. Then we move it down to here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can get 9 Earth movements in this. How many Mars movements can we get? Not Earth moves. And it equals to 81. And what did we use in here? The numeric value for Earth is 5225. 56 is the difference. I don't want to add up anything right now. Now, if we did Mars, I have 1, I have 2, I have 3, I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and I have 15 for Mars. This would be Mars. And I have 9 for Earth. 9 and 15, the letter I and O. I-O comes together as the circuitry for Mars. 103, Jesus Christ. So there's nothing you can't do. I'm a little bit all over. I wrote over my paper a lot. If you want to ask me something, make a suggestion. If you have a question, something I haven't finished, and I haven't finished it yet because it just doesn't end. It just, you need 4 of these to complete 3 cycles of moon. It all becomes 3 and 4, 3 and 4, 3 and 4. It's the house of DC. The game of craps gives you odds. Roulette tells you stories as well. Hockey, 3 periods. 3 periods, 3 moons. 3 moons, 28 days, 84. 3 periods in hockey equal working in thirds because it's hockey. It's 20 minutes to a period, and all the rules and regulations that go along with the game of hockey, the red line, the blue line, the goalie, the 1 in 5 goalie. In baseball, it's 9 innings, but for a rain out or a rain delay, you're only supposed to wait a certain period of time in the rules and regulations. When the game goes into the books, it is either after 51 outs, Mars, or 54 outs, and then it would be the sun, because the numeric value for the sun, SUN, is 54. So when you're playing baseball, if you play 8.5 innings, the game ends with 51 outs. But if you play all 9 innings, the game ends with 54 outs. Now, if the game ends with 54 outs, you're guaranteed one thing, that the home team lost. The home team lost. If you go to a baseball game and you ask how many outs were in the game, don't ask them who won the game. Just first start off with how many outs. If they say there was 51 outs in the game, the home team won. If they say there were 52 outs in the game, the home team won. If they say there were 53 outs in the game, the home team won. So right now you know that 51, 52, and 53 is all the home team winning. But when there's 54 outs, the home team has lost. The numeric value for son and birth is 54, which is created by Jesus Christ. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3 is 9 and 6. 9 times 6 equals to 54, and the 9 by 6 sides of Rubik's Cube, the creator of the seventh game. So everything I talk about has already been created. I'm just bringing it back through numbers. So now we have 54, 54. I'm trying to think where I was. Baseball. And what it is the home team does not play the ninth inning if they're winning the game. They don't play the ninth inning. And if there's one out and they score a run because it was tied in the ninth inning, or they were losing and they scored the winning run, the game will end. So that's the reason for the 51, 52, and 53, but not. So included in the outs is both Mars and Earth and Electric Company. What is number 53? I always revert it as Electric Company. One of the things about 53 is that the numeric value for the moon or the numeric value for electric is 75. When I put these two together, it creates 1, 1, means it creates the core. It creates the Valentine. It creates 102. The word Valentine, which falls on the 45th day of the year with 321 plus 1 day remaining in the year, should it be a leap year. But it's always 45 days into the year. 321 is 63. I'm not going to get into what 63 is. It's 7 times 7, 7 plus 7. But so we get Valentine, which happens on that day. So I'm trying to think what else. What is 11? 11 is your base creation from 1 and 2. And this 102 is also related to this number over here, 2160. The reason for that, the numeric value of the diameter of the moon is 2160. The 0, right, is supposed to be 9. But because we don't use 9 and only for 9 becomes 9, we use 6. 6 is like 1. The reason 6 is like 1 is that if we start at 5 and we go this way or this way, we end up with 4, 5, and 6. But it's not for that reason. Is 5 chops everything in half, and 6 brings it one step above the value of what 1 is. For example, 5 times 4 is 20. We have 2 plus 0 is 2. It becomes half of what it is. This becomes 2, and this becomes 3. 5 times 6 becomes 3. 5 by 4 becomes 2. 2 and 3. Agenda 2030. This also says federation. If you're playing cribbage, you get an automatic 5 points. It becomes Zion in Israel, 6446. It also represents 0. The 15th letter in Mars and O Canada and O say can you see. The 15th letter 1 and 5 is 6, therefore represented in the house of 6, the house of Fox. So when we say 102, we also get the moon. We don't only get this, we also get something else. We also get the pool game and the dart game. When you add 1 to 15, it equals to 120. When you add 1 to 20, it equals to 210. Numbers are perfect. 2112. Talking about this. Talking about Mars inside of this one over here, showing Mars is the core. We were speaking about king and queen before. We were speaking about baseball, but I wanted to get back to something about the king and the queen. And the thing about that is that the female at the age of 12 years old has a bat mitzvah at 12, 1 times 2, 1 plus 2. And the male has a bar mitzvah, B-A-R-B-A-T. We're in the house of Bait, Earth, Numeric value for that is 25, the divided house. So this is one of the reasons I use this. And what's ironic about this is that when you multiply 7 by 5, it equals to 35, and 7 plus 5, right, equals to 12, equaling to 47. So we're back to time on the moon, moved by electric company. And all the 12s. How about the 12s for basketball, right? 12s for basketball. We all know that 12 and 15 is the same artwork, right? But I can't flip it upside down, right? I can only flip it this way. Flip it this way, it's 12, right? So we're going to get back into baseball. That's what happens in baseball. Yes, and in baseball, 4 balls and 3 strikes, but the action pitch is over here. This is your dividing house, your 4 and your 3. And we can go E-I-E-I-O and show you this. But if I show you this, I'm going to tell you it's the sun. On one side, male, female. Male, female. I can't show you male, male. I can't show you the male. Do you know why? Because the male is on both sides. The 4 and the 3 become the male. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3. Not like this one over here, 1 times 2, 1 plus 2. See, the male starts out like this if you want to look at this as 13, or you want to look at this as 13. Hold on. 13. If you look at this like this, you have 2 dots. Take off 2. You have 7. You have 3. Means you have 6. You have 13 dots. Since you have 7 and 6, you're now talking about Earth 7, Mars 6, the controlling spindle inside of here. Man on the moon controlling the moon inside of this cube. You can call it the House of Kaaba. The reason why we pray to the House of Kaaba, I don't know. But I can tell you that there's 9 here, and the complete opposite is 9. So we have 9 and we have 9. Now, if I have 2 dots, I have 9 minus 2. And if I have 3 dots, I have 9 minus 3. This equals to 18. This equals to 5. This equals to 7. This equals to 6, equaling to 13. 13 plus 5 equals to 18. So now if I have 5 dots, okay, how many do I have missing? 13. But when we work it out to this one over here, all the 7s, if I have 1 and 6, then I automatically have 8 and 3. If I have 5 and 2, I automatically have 7 and 4. If I have 3 and 4, I automatically have 6 and 5. They all have to add up to 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. And when I do that, I get 7, 11, 7, 11, 7, 11. The student of energy of Jesus in the heavens of creation. 11 times 11 times 11, 1331. But 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 equals to 1 and 2 is the L letter. It starts with the A letter. You might be saying Allah. So this is what happens. You end up with 33 void, Jesus Christ, rotation of the sun, and 21 dots. Now, we didn't do the 7s yet, because when you multiply 7 by 7 by 7, it equals to 343, and 21. 2 and 1 is 3. This here equals to 10. This here equals to 3. Now we get JC, Jesus Christ. We also get Mercury, Earth, and Mars coming together. When we do this, we get 364, which is 13, the age of man, and the cycle of what the word is for 364 days a year, or what is 4 by 91 equaling to 64. What is 91? When you add 1 through 13, it equals to 91. There are 13 cards in the deck of cards. When you add up 1 through 10, it equals to 55. 1 through 9 equals to 45. Sky pass into the spirit heavens. Jesus Christ, cycle of man. So we're going to end it here. I'm quite sure we can go a whole lot more. Getting a little tired. Let's see what we got out here. Westfarout.art moon time. Oh yeah, we're in a beautiful place, my friends, because the stories that I read to you come only from the truth. The truth. The truth. Every time you turn on a sport game, whether it's basketball or hockey or darts or pool, it doesn't matter what it is. Rules and regulations have determined and created all that exists on this planet, and it has been thrown out there into the sports, into the arts and entertainment. Raphael 7286. I think this was a beautiful video. I'm not sure if I completed the Rotas Sator anymore, but just to stand out, that on one side, it's 88. On the crossing side, it's 82, showing me the cycle of the moon and man and Rubik's Cube inside this one. This one shows me the undeniable heavens. This one, 2 times 8, 2 plus 8, okay, equals, don't forget, 2 8s. This is 16 and 10, 26. The dog, the card, the queen is 62. If you multiply it again, it'll end up to be 20, and that'll be the T letter. If we count the outsides, right, that's 8 or 80. If we're counting the corner, see the corner over here, Oro, 18 and 30, 48. The sun, Pluto. Over here, it's the same thing. Over here, it's different. Over here, it's 21, 3. This is 88, both of these, because it's the 8th finger stretching from each hand. It's also the 3rd finger. It's also the 13th finger, and it's also the 18th finger. Everything connected to the sun. Connected to the sun. I'm trying to figure out where else it's connected, but I'm getting a little bit tired. Then there's the inside over here on the cross. E, 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 E. These are all number 5s. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. This one over here and this one over here is 7 and 7. You have 7, 5, 7. Here you have 9, 5, 9. The cube, 9, 5, 9. E-I-E-I-O. You work it this way, you got 55. Your crossing is through N. N is noted to be the DNA connected into the sun. Somehow inside the work, it's told me a few times that, do you know the Russian dolls, right? The way they put one in the other. Well, imagine this was the sun, and imagine what's inside of it is where we are. And every single planet, or there's 2 suns and there's planets and both the suns, and whatever's happening is inside the sun and not this, like we might have a sun inside the sun. I don't know how that works. Okay, but something says we're inside the sun. And I don't think I'm taking it out of context. I could be, because S-U-N and S-O-N. Another thing is, before I go, and I'm not going to complete this next piece because there's just too much to it. When we use letters, association with letters, A-T, E-T, I-T, O-T, and all these single consonants with your vowels. Every single word, when it comes to E-N, it could be A-N, like North America has changed to E-N. Arts and entertainment, they work together. The ace divides. The ace is a singular dot, which is also played in the 3 card, the 5 card, and finally in the 3 card is retired because it's an expression card, and it's all played. The 5 is played inside the 9 card. The 6 and 7 are played inside the 8 card. So there's actually only 3 cards in the deck: the 9, the 8, and the 2, which 9 by 8 is 72, by 2 is 144. 9 and 8 plus 2 equals to what is 1719. So you're both talking about Mars, and again, back to the moon. Sun in the sun, yes, sun in the sun. Sun in the sun. And what's ironic about that, actually, no, let me see, O and U, 15 and 21. First of all, the two of those are 36, and that is our creation, 15 and 21. Yes, when you add 1 to 5, that is our creation. When you add 1 to 5, U equal to 15. When you add 1 to 6, it equals to 21. That is O and U. And also 15, 1 and 5, 6 and 3. Again, that creation will create the house of bait. Somehow, I think the house of bait, the alternative is that we are that house of bait living. I'm trying to think, can we look at it, or are we Raish? And the reason I'm saying this is because in order to house the spirit, we have to be alive to house it. We are who we are, but we have to house something to support. We need to support. Welcome, come into my house. Without you, if you don't have the electricity hooked up to the house, it doesn't work. So you hit my ASS, which is actually 111. You hit me in the behind, and I started to breathe. The electrical system started to go. You crank the motor. We're born. You crank the motor. The minute you breathe, that oxygen, that's the fire that keeps you going. Until this machine no longer works, that oxygen that brought you all that information, that helped you live, that gave you that energized you for life, you're not here, you never were. Your IP address is your receptor of who you are. And at the end of life, you're the RIP address for who you were. Rest in peace. This is what I see. Frequency, 100%. It's all frequency. And I'm saying it, but I can't see it. I just can't see it, but I know it. I mean, it's the easiest thing is drive your car or have a moving vehicle and stick your hand out and feel what you feel. Whatever you're feeling, there's a reason for it. Otherwise, it would be ashes and dust. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Don't know when to end. Know that 55, the multiplication of 55, when you see 5 and 5, where is 8? When you're looking at 8 and 2, you might be looking at the 8 void with the 2 dot to what has the 7th void. When you're talking about the 4 and 6, you might be talking about this 4, or you might be talking about the 4th void that's missing. When you're talking about the 6, or you're talking about the 6th void. I'm very tired. Sorry about that. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. If you think this channel is worthy, share. Let's get this out there. Let's show that we have the answers, and that if we do have the answers, then the rest of this thing would say we do live in a part machine, and we can change it just by our thoughts and a little bit tired. Good night.